option. So today we're going to carry on with our artwork, and today we are going to be creating our own picture inspired by the artist Vincent van Gogh and his painting of Starry Night. So I know yesterday you started to have a look at some different techniques with Miss Hush using some different media, and I know there was some chalk, there was some wax resist, there was paint, there was pastels. So what you're going to do today, you are going to choose your favourite technique to create the background for your own piece of artwork. So Mrs. Doherty has had a little look at the different ways, and I think I'm going to go for this one here. I would like to use the pastels and the watercolour to create the background for my picture. So that's going to be the style that I'm going to be using. So I'm still going to look at the painting by Vincent van Gogh and also the representation of the Lunar Starry Night that we also looked at to give me some ideas. I'm not going to copy them, but I'm going to use the ideas in there to create my own picture. So I've got my wax crayons and I've got my water paint ready. Now I love the way in both pictures we can see these lovely swirl effects. So I definitely want to make sure that I include some of those on there. So on my painting now, we're going to use a whole page, so I want to fill all of my paper. I don't just want a tiny little bit in the middle, I want to see if I can use all of this space. So I'm going to start because I love the swirls. And I'm also going to use some different tones, so because I can notice in some of them there's some purple in there and some different shades of blue. We've got a light blue and a dark blue, and I am going to use white. And I know from yesterday, when I first draw with it now, we won't be able to see, but when we add the watercolour, it will go on there then. Okay, so that's some swirls on my picture. I also like the idea how we can see some stars. So again, I'm going to put some of those onto my work. Again, remembering trying to use all the space. In Starry Night we can see a moon. I think it'd be something that I'd quite like to include on mine. There's only kind of a half a moon there, so I think I might have a full moon just up in the corner up here. And then thinking of the Lunar Starry Night, we can see Earth over in this corner. Now I don't want to put Earth on mine, but I think I'm going to put Mars. And when I think, if we remember when we were looking at Mars, we know that Mars is known as the red planet because of the red soil. So I'm going to have part of Mars just down here in the bottom, so we can't see it all. But it's just going to be in the bottom corner of my piece of paper. I want to fill in all the spaces. To do that carefully there. So I've got some swirls, I've got some stars, I've included a moon, and I've put my own planet of Mars there. Just trying to have a little look. There's a little bit more space in here, so I'm just going to add another few swirls just to try and fill all the gaps. that's me happy with the detail on my picture. So now I'm going to use my watercolour to wash over the top of my picture. Now when we're using the brush, we just want to press on very gently and make sure that we go from side to side. Again, filling all of the space, and we can go over our wax crayon or pastel, and that's where the magic begins, because we can then see our painting coming through. So remember to go with your brush from side to side. If you want to have your sky a light blue, then you probably don't need as much water on your brush. If you want to make it slightly darker, then you need to get a little bit more paint, and that will make a darker shade of blue. But you need to cover all the white on your picture. Again, remembering those sides. And you don't want to put too much water on there because you don't want your paper to rip. And then when all your space is finished, I think I'm pleased with that, and you are ready to leave your background to dry. And then tomorrow, Mrs. Hancock's will be here, and she's going to help you then build more on your painting scene.